No one told me that being a developer wasn't just about writing code. I thought learning to code was the hard part. Turns out it was just the beginning. I honestly wish someone had told me this sooner. It would have saved me a lot of stress, confusion, and late nights questioning my choices. In this video, I'm sharing the things I wish I knew before becoming a developer so you can skip the pain and focus on growing. You're going to learn the most important skill in this modern world. But honestly, your work will be more than just code. I mean, coding is important. That's what developers are known for, right? Well, you won't just write code. You'll read a lot of code. Yeah, I know, not fun. You'll have to read codes written by others, and you have to understand how it works and how you can improve upon it. Because simply in a job, you'll have to work with a team of developers and you'll be given a task to do, like implement a new feature to the application. You'll have to read the code in the application, debug it, and understand it to be able to add new features to this application. Now, in order for you to understand what's going on in this application and how it works, and also how to catch bugs and fix them, then you have to debug. Look, debugging is half the job. You'll have to debug more than writing code, because debugging will help you write better code, will help you catch bugs, and will help you understand how the program works in order for you to add new features to it. For example, I had a task to switch from a database to another for an accounting application. I had to debug more than 3,000 lines of code to be able to understand how the program works, so I could start by working on my part, which was to implement a new database. So yeah, I am telling you, debugging is a skill you need to master on top of coding. Here's the thing, you'll never be fully ready. You'll be tasked to do something you don't know anything about, and this is where your expertise will shine. You'll have to show them, and more importantly, show yourself that you're able to accomplish the given task. Learn by doing, embrace the difficulty, and that's how you grow as a developer. Look, every day there's a new technology. For example, web development. We started out with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then new tools came in, and you can build websites using React and Laravel. You'll be tasked to do a project where you don't know anything about the technology. You can be either developer A, who doesn't get ready and thinks that he can just copy-paste code from the internet, or developer B, who seeks the opportunity to grow and learns the technology to come at least 50% ready, knowing that he or she will learn more by doing the project. Speaking of projects, they do matter. You need to do projects. This is how you can learn more about the language and framework you are using, and this is how you grow as a developer. When you build a project, for example, a simple to-do application, you'll start with the basic ideas like adding and deleting items. You'll do what you know in the language, like adding a few buttons and fixing layouts. But then you decide to add new features. That requires you to know other components. This is where you'll have to Google them and learn them by yourself and implement them in your project. And you'll see how better your projects will become, but most importantly, you will improve. Your way of thinking will shift to a mind of a developer, teaching you that a developer learns by doing stuff, more than watching tutorials and reading documentations. So yeah, as a developer, you have a lot to learn. I'm not saying tutorials and documentations aren't helpful, but building projects teaches you more. But you have to understand that learning takes time and experience also counts. You can't compare a beginner who started 3 months ago to a senior developer who worked with 5 different languages and has experience over 15 plus projects for 10 years. Time is a big part of your journey, and you have to know that learning will take time and experience will teach you skills that you need in the market. But technology moves very quickly, so we can't take our sweet time in learning or we will get outdated. That is why when you learn, don't just learn, for example, Node.js. Learn how servers and API works. Don't just learn C# WinForms. Learn how to use object-oriented design principles and patterns to build clean and quality applications in the future, no matter the technology. What I'm trying to say is that in every language you learn, there must be a foundation that will never change no matter the technology. So build your foundation slowly, but adapt quickly. Now, even if you're a developer sitting behind the computer all day and writing code, you have to have people skills. How are you going to be confident enough to speak through an interview and be able to land a competitive job? How are you going to be able to pitch a game-changing idea you have to investors who might invest in your business? So in general, you'll have to speak with people and work as a team. So you have to be a developer who has developer skills and people skills to call yourself a well-rounded developer. Alright, these are my tips that I wanted to share with you, and I really want to know what are your thoughts about this, so make sure to comment below. Thanks for watching this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.